Guys, what's up? It is Mango Kango, and I'm here to make another video on another design that I came up with. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so hopefully this one's going to be nice and simple. So what we're going to be doing is the TV stand that I have up here. It looks pretty nice. I tried to make it look as modern and give it some realism to it. So without further ado, let's start making it. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is go and buy a modern coffee table. No, not a... You're going to want to buy a modern table like this one that I have right here selected. And then you're going to want to rotate it with the bigger leg, like the thicker part of the leg, sticking away from the viewer. So like if I'm looking this way, you want the thinner part there, not the thicker part. Okay, and for the next part, you're going to want to place 2 blocks on both sides of the coffee table, and you're going to want to go in hide mode. So now you know exactly where you need to place your blocks, because you have your 2 markers or base blocks down. And now you're going to want to go to the modern coffee table, which I have right here. It looks like this. You want the part that has the overhead sticking outward to be facing you, and just select it like that. And then you're gonna want to go in hide mode once again. You're gonna want to go to your Victorian set and place 2 of the kitchen countertops like that. Okay, so now that you have that done, that is a majority of what you're gonna need to do. You're gonna want to go in /show, and then you're gonna want to make your way back up to where you were building it, and it will look something like this. So obviously it looks quite a bit different initially, but if I go and recolor everything, alright, and now it is looking almost identical to this one. Obviously it's missing this bit and the top half as well. So you're going to want to take the dojo drum, and you're going to want to rotate it in hide mode. And you want it to face this direction, obviously facing away from you. You want the drum to go into the cabinet so you don't see the drum bit. And you're going to want to face it exactly lined up with the edging of the base blocks. You're also going to want it to be directly in the middle, which makes things easier as far as alignments go. And you can choose to color it here if you don't want to. That's fine, you will be able to later. But just to get it one solid color, you could just go ahead and color it now. So you're going to want to go in show mode again. Alright, and now it's you got that middle base or middle wood area going through the little loops there. It almost serves no purpose. In fact, I don't really actually know what this would mean in any sort of design scenario. It's more of like a shelf. You know, it just looks nice. It adds to the aesthetic of what we're going for here. And then what you're going to want to do is take 2 of the... You need 2 of the towels, and you're going to want to spam rotate on them. And for these, I believe you don't need to be in hide mode, because it's just going on top of the thing you're building here. These are a bit harder to get to rotate the direction you want, because you need those little pegs that stick into the wall facing downward, just like that. Okay, let's see. And really, it's as far as where this gets placed on your thing is up to you. I'm thinking I'm going to place it there so there's a bit more room on the front end rather than the back end, because the front is where you're going to want to be able to like place plants and stuff like that if that's what you're going for. And then once again, spamming the R button to rotate. And now go like that. And so they don't connect perfectly for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. Again, that all has to do with how the developers made the game, and sometimes things don't line up how you would think they would. So you're going to want to color it to your liking. I think I'm going to go for this just to match the other side, although there we go. Okay, that looks somewhat okay and correct. So now lastly is the TV part, which should be about the easiest as it gets. I think you just place it on top. So you're going to want to just place it, and crazily enough, this just happens to line up exactly necessary, so you can just place it there and it looks pretty nice. Now you can recolor this real quick. We'll do that just to make it look nicer. So now you're almost done. If you in fact, if you wanted to call it done, you could. Like, this could be your finished product and it would look amazing. Oh, and you're gonna want to make sure you color these sides right like this so you can't see them. But as you may have noticed on this one, we have a little back TV holder thingy-majiggy, which gets a little bit complicated as far as rotating goes. Okay, so that back end is actually one of the computer monitors rotated completely upside down, flat on its face. Unfortunately, it's not super easy to get it to get in that position. So if you're not one for liking to align many things, this might not be for you, but if you're willing to go that extra step to try and get this to look as good as it possibly can, we're gonna try and do that. So I just gone over it again and I realized that it's actually not the dojo shelf. You are going to want to find a 2-stud high item such as the hay block, or you can get 2 dojo shelves if I can find them real quick. Yeah. You're going to want to place them like this and then place another one directly on top of it like that. And it reaches, as you can see, the height of the hay block. The only reason I'm using the hay block is because it's one item, which makes it easier, and I know it's 2 studs length high. 2 studs height high. And we're going to want to take the monitor and spam R to get its rotation correct. If it'll rotate here the way I want it to go. Nope, there it was. Okay. So we know it has to sit in the relative center, which that is the relative center, and then we can see that it is hitting the front of the base block here, or at least relatively the same, which means we've got it nailed down. And it's sitting on the right height because we know it's 2 studs down, not 1 stud like we had previously thought. So you're going to want to get rid of the hay block and now go in /show mode. Okay, and as you can see, it is lined up properly. We're going to you can choose to not recolor it. The coloring options on this item are a bit weird for some reason. If I can... Oh! Well, that's nice. Okay, so I think that looks better than this, so let me... There we go. But yeah, that's what you're left with, and then if we get rid of the blocks here, our base blocks, and look at it, we have a 1-for-1 replica. Looks very cool, very modern, very intricate. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. I don't know why, but it looks like that this is sitting at a slightly different height. I'm not sure how. Maybe the dojo shelves are a little bit different than the hay block, but you are going to get this showing through, which is fine. It honestly, you're not going to even notice that, and you can even place plants or anything on there, and it looks quite good. If you have any other questions about this and as to how I did it, if anything was a little unclear, feel free to comment something below. If there's something you very much want to see from me, you could also let me know. I could be like, hey, this is how you do it. I'll make a video on it. Stuff like that. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. To it.